Luminousz Ztarr. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. Mwah. Thank you guys and gals so much for your subscription. Thank you for motivating me and inspiring me to keep this channel active. Khalil the lion, a man of many faces. He stalks his quarry with stealth and cunning. What secret binds him to his victims? I just read for you, or quoted for you, a book entitled The Lion's Game. Please check the description box below for further details. What do you think your narcissist's worst nightmare is? You probably won't believe what it actually is. So they will often function out of fear. They're not authentic. So when you know how to balance what you think with what you feel, that's a game changer. That's checkmate. See, the narcissist and cluster B personality type, they don't know what to do with that. They can't eat from that. But as soon as you become reactionary, that means you're not emotionally disciplined. This doesn't mean you're a bad person. You're feeling sad, you're feeling angry. You got to express what you have experienced or what you're experiencing. See, the narcissist, like your counselor, records when you feel, not when you think. See, the objective is to help you to learn how to, this is a good thing, it is to help you to learn how to manage your emotions, to manage your mentality. That's what mental health care is all about. And I know a lot of you know this. This is why some cluster B personality types and narcissists, they tend to manipulate some counselors, and they are successful, unfortunately. However, this does not always work. But I want you to understand that this is where they often come from. They often come from the mental because they don't know how to emotionally regulate. So when you're going to your counselor for mental health care, that's great. But here's the thing, it doesn't tend to work on your narcissist because they already are strong mentally. See, I'm not saying that they don't have any mental illness or imbalances. What I'm saying is that's not their weakest point. Okay, that's not their weakest suit. Their strongest suit tends to be mental. Okay, so, you know, their weakest link or their weakest suit tends to be their emotional state. Their emotional IQs are pretty low. So they're not going to be able to emotionally manipulate your counselor or to manipulate counselors or mental health care practitioners in general. They're not going to be able to do that. They can do that with you though. Once the cortisol, which is a stress hormone, hits a particular part of our brain, that means the amygdala is going to be overly stimulated. And at the same time, the hippocampus becomes altered or it deteriorates. Please do your research on cortisol and how it affects the function of the brain. So when we try to make sense out of all this crazy making, because a narcissist tends to come from here, when we see their strongest suit is here, and our strongest suit is here, the heart. All right, and that's not bad. It's not bad when you know how to feel, you know how to have relationships with people, you know how to treat people well. That's a good thing. Celebrate that. However, narcissists and some cluster B personality types, they have a hard time with that, so they tend to come from here. You know, when they deal with everybody. Okay, there's nothing wrong with being smart. There's nothing wrong with having some intelligence. There's nothing wrong with sharing information. That's a great thing. But when it comes to narcissists and some cluster B personality types, they don't want the connection. That's the difference. So they have to come from here. all right? And they are functioning from fear. This is also, again, why they tend to go stealth and they go up under the radar when it comes to mental health care practitioners. You tend to wear your heart on your sleeve, and the other person can exploit your good character. They can exploit all the wonderful things about you. When you express your emotions, they exploit. So of course we want to keep on going to our mental health care practitioners. If that is a part of your support base, that's wonderful. If it works, keep doing that, because mental health is important. Emotional health is important.
Quiet like the ocean, oh, your treasure hidden down below. As suddenly does it come, I know. Should I be scared if you stay or go? Tell me, am I insecure? Just overly emotional. Have I fallen down, down low? Searching for things I'll never know. Searching for things you'll never show. I guess I just don't wanna let go. But something tells me not to wait no more. So you got secrets.
What you're going through emotionally, that's why they don't tend to be with you. That's why they don't tend to connect with you. That's why they tend to not have any empathy or sympathy for you. They can't seem to relate. There's a lack of resonance. The absolute worst nightmare of your narcissist is that they will end up opening up their hearts while they're losing their mentality. Okay, so they're slowly losing their minds, but their hearts are opening, and they're actually feeling and acting like a human being for once. While that's happening, you tend to close your heart to them. Okay, it's not that you become heartless and you become a narcissist. No, no, no. You figure out what their demons are. That's their worst nightmare, is that you see their demons and that you see certain things about him or her. And you find out that whenever you express emotions, they exploit. In other words, they cannot connect with you. So their worst nightmare is that you begin to close your heart to them because you begin to critically think about what's actually going on in the relationship. And again, at the same time, they tend to open their hearts and they're slowly losing their minds. So they are no longer able to pull shenanigans. They're no longer able to manipulate to get what they want, to get the narcissistic supply. That's their worst nightmare. And a lot of us are missing this. So once you realize that giving your heart to them is not wise, it may not even be the smartest thing to do, and it's not healthy because they exploit. As soon as you express, they exploit. Just like your counselor that records how you feel, narcissists and cluster personality types, they make a mental file of how you feel. So they know that's a red button that they can push to continue to get supply from you because you become reactionary. Once you learn how to emotionally discipline yourself, right, it's a game changer because that's reflective of your having control. Again, thoughts precede emotions. Emotions never precede thoughts. And some people may debate that, but yes, the thoughts tend to precede the emotions. So once you get that, again, it's a game changer for you and it's game over for your narcissist because now that's reflective of your having control. And when you have control, they lose control because that means that they have lost supply. And that's a sign that their nightmare is coming true as far as you're concerned because now you're critically thinking about what's going on in the relationship instead of becoming reactionary. So you're closing your heart to them while still being a loving person. But when it pertains to them, you close your heart and you critically think about what's going on. And then you can emotionally, be more disciplined because you know how to emotionally regulate. But if you're not careful and you start trying to figure out the crazy making as it's going on, that's when mental and emotional imbalance can take place.